Okay, it's the crack of noon, and that's not my normal time to start fishing. Well, sometimes it is, folks, but I'm here in the Niagara River with Frank DiMarcantonio. Frank,
Nice to see you again,
Yeah,
Bob.
hey, while we were down here the other day, river was muddy. We went out for a few hours, but it wasn't ideal conditions.
Correct, yeah.
But since then, you've been out every day.
That's right.
How's the watercolor?
The water's amazing. Yeah, everything has been stable for the last few days. It's holding, the fish are on fire. We've had a really cold fall, so a lot of steelhead are in the river system. A lot of them are holding on our drifts, so fishing's been really good.
All right, well, life is good. We're gonna get out for about 3 hours fishing today. We're going for the Grand Slam, okay? And what's the Grand Slam on the river?
Well, basically it's a steelhead, a brown trout, and a lake trout. So
All right.
a lot of my clients like to do that. They like to get the Grand Slam. So that's what we're gonna try to get Bob today.
Okay, well, if we get that.
And the date today is December 2nd, so it's
Lake
the
trout
season
is open
on the Canadian side.
Okay, so if we don't get the Grand Slam, you'll never see this show. Let's get in the water.
Okay, buddy.
Coming up. On this week's episode, it's a real fishing first for Bob. Going after 3 different species of trout in one afternoon of fishing. Niagara River sport fishing guide Frank DiMarcantonio takes Bob to some seasonal hotspots for Lakers, browns, and rainbow trout for this Grand Slam real fishing adventure on the Niagara River.
Wow. Thump, thump, thump. There we go, boys. That is awesome.
Look at that magnificent fish. Way down there.
Isn't that sweet? Look at the size of that fish.
There he is again.
The color is incredible. Yeah, that's a nice one.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
All right. That is a big rainbow trout, Chris. Double headers. Whoa.
Nice jump.
Yeah. All right. Man, that is so cool. Another one, there we go. All right. Look at that chunk.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
On the Real Fishing Show, we make catching fish like this a possibility. Well, Frank,
up?
you were just literally still setting up, and I
Yeah.
thought I'd lower down this Johnson splinter spoon to see if they'll hit it, and you said try a spoon. I just caught some smallmouth on this the last day of season on Lake Erie, and here we are on Lake Ontario. Now I'm catching Lakers. So the season just opened up, what, December 1st?
That's right, yeah. The Canadian season opens December 1st and the American January 1st.
Wow, these things fight hard, man.
Yeah, they sure do. Bulldog. They're just finishing their spawn, Bob. They're moving back out of the river, so they're really hungry, and they're stacked out here on the bar. So it's going to be pretty good for a few months while they stick around.
Man, I'm telling you, this thing just thumped it.
And you never know, it could be a brown too, Bob. There's browns out here too. There's some really big browns.
Oh, it feels like a good fish, maybe. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's a big laker. There's first part of your Grand Slam there, Bob.
All right.
So if you want, we can go.
No, easy now. That was my first drop with a spoon. Boy, these things are supercharged. Whoa, look at that thing. 40-degree water out here, December 2nd. Just adjusting that drag. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay. Can't believe how hard these things fight. Oh man, look at that thing.
Death roll. Got him.
All righty.
Nice job.
Very nice. That's a good one, eh?
Yeah, that's like out here, believe it or not, that's like almost an average size fish.
It is.
Yeah, there's the fishery is insane out here. You can have a lot of fun. Like, you know, it's not uncommon for a couple guys who have some boat control and know what they're doing to hook into 20, 30, 40 of these things. And you don't need live bait. You know, this time of the year when the water's still fairly warm, it's 40 degrees.
Yep.
You can hook them on, pretty much anything you want to use.
All righty. Very sweet. Look at that thing. Yeah,
They are pretty fish.
that's a good sized fish. All right.
All right.
Here, wait, let's get one shot of the two of us.
Okay.
Okay.
Get her back.
Yeah, let's put her back.
Now
Nice.
that's not egg mass anymore. That's all minnows in there. So they're starting to really feed.
Right on.
Okay.
Very cool.
There he is.
You got
Came
him?
back, yeah.
Very nice.
Ah, he got off. Fish?
Yep. There we go. Very nice. Whoa. Oh, making you work. Well, it's the mouth of a pretty mighty river called the Niagara.
That's
isn't it?
right, yeah. We got to move on here, Bob.
Uh-oh,
We're running
come
out of
on,
time.
not one more drift? One more drift, or we got to go for the Grand Slam?
Well, if you want to accomplish it, we should probably go on.
It's 1:32.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have at least an hour per fish.
I got you. Okay, well, we got some lake trout. There's some Canadian and American boats that are hooked up around us, but you're right. I mean, we could stay and pound them, but the key, just to recap, we're out here where the Niagara River meets Lake Ontario, and we're jigging basically 3/4 ounce bullet heads with soft plastics,
Right.
swim baits, hollow bellies,
Right.
jerk shad, Berkeley
Sure.
jerk shads, common baits that you use. And then I'm using that Johnson splinter spoon. With a spoon like that, a lot of flash down there. What do you think? We're gonna go now a more subtle approach in the river?
Yeah, we're definitely going to tone it down.
Yeah?
A little lighter lines, smaller baits. We're going to target browns next.
I hate leaving biting fish. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
When we return, Frank and Bob go after brown trout to add to this Grand Slam adventure. Stay tuned. Closed captioning is brought to you by BoaterExam.com. Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Toro. Count on it. Love 'em or hate 'em, panfish are a fact of life. Though a nuisance to some, there's a growing number of panfish fanatics out there. Little wonder, these small fish are plentiful, willing to bite, and great table fare. It's a simple, basic type of fishing that doesn't always require a boat. Recently, panfishing has escalated into somewhat of a big game hunt. All things being relative, a 14-inch perch or 9-inch bluegill is an equal trophy to a 6-pound smallmouth. Catching these big slabs, jumbos, and bulls can be a challenge, however. Within each group of panfish, there's an established pecking order. Alpha specimens of all species are highly aggressive and territorial. Use this to your advantage by waving a large reaction bait over their heads, and you'll draw out the boss fish every time. Due to changes in weather and other factors, panfish are known to be picky. Downsizing and working tight to cover can help. When all else fails, offer them the real thing. Dead or alive, they instinctively know when there's genuine meat on the table. It's as if there's an electrical field that surrounds real food. And the same thing applies to certain man-made items. When it comes to big panfish, it always pays to use the best of the best.
There's one.
Oh, all right.
That was the one we saw.
No way.
Yes, was. Didn't I say
Very
that?
sweet. You called it. You saw him on the graph. Aha. Now that little hook, I'm not going to say anything, but you just hope it's hooked good, eh?
Yeah.
Well, we did a little drifting, folks, and we're looking for part 2 of our little afternoon outing here on the Niagara River. And
It's a brown.
is it a brown?
It is.
We're going for the Grand Slam.
Netman.
All right, Netman. Netman is here. It is a brown. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, very nice. Oh, yeah, nice brown. All righty. Look at this, guys. Very nice. That's a big boy. You got that in quick, too, Frank. Very cool. Oh, nice.
Now I hit the yarn fly.
Oh, look at that minnow he spit up.
Oh yeah, what is that? That's a neat looking little, that's like a shad, isn't it?
It looks kind of like an alewife. Look at that. So they're feeding too, eh?
Yeah, this one looked like she's done spawning, so they're gonna go back on a minnow bite soon.
I hope everybody at home, they might see this photograph and they'll say, is that what Bob caught? Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Very nice brown. There's, oh, you got her?
Yep.
Using a yarn? Or?
Yeah, that one came on a yarn bead combo there.
Okay, let's have one more look. Female?
Yeah, spawned out. They've been spawning now for about 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Beautiful fish.
Very nice.
All right.
Wow, now we need a steelhead. If we can get a rainbow, we're gonna get the grand slam. Good stuff, man.
All right.
You called it.
Yeah, I
You
saw that
called
one on
it.
the graph.
We went over a bit of a rock almost,
Yeah,
right?
it was a rock.
And there was like two
two
fish.
Two fish hanging on it.
Well, now we got to go for a rainbow.
That's right.
So we're going
Run
to a
and gun.
different drift?
Yep, we're gonna run up. We could get them here too, but we want to go to a spot where there's a lot of them.
Okay, so the deal was most of the river lake trout, did a number of drifts, fairly subtle drifts along the shore here for the brown.
Right.
And now we're going to more of what, a
Faster
ledge?
current. Yeah, it's a ledge off of really deep water. A little faster current, and it's stacked with steelhead.
Sounds
All right,
good
let's
to
go
me.
Get them.
All right. Hey, folks, we'll be right back.
Bob and Frank talk about guiding and seasonal river conditions best for catching trout. Stay tuned. This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman, the outdoor company.
If there's anything that can ruin your outdoor activities, it would have to be mosquitoes. Not only are they a nuisance, but they can be a health hazard as well. West Nile virus is a disease transmitted to humans from mosquito bites. There are a few things you can do to avoid these pesky insects. First of all, cover up exposed skin with loose-fitting clothes. Avoid dark colors as they may attract even more mosquitoes. And most importantly, protect your exposed skin. One way to do this is to use an insect repellent that contains DEET. For years now, I've trusted all of the OFF products for all of my outdoor adventures. Here's a product you may want to consider. It's the OFF Clip-On Mosquito Repellent. It's a sprayless and odorless personal mosquito repellent that doesn't have to be applied directly to your skin. A quiet battery-powered fan circulates the repellent, providing you with head-to-toe protection. It's reusable and each refill lasts up to 11 hours. Clip it on and use it for low-movement activities like sporting events, gardening, relaxing in the backyard, or going fishing. Hey, it's all about taking precautions and getting the most enjoyment from your favorite outdoor activities. Hey, we pulled up beside Paul Castellano, and of course Paul's a friend of ours, and he's got a full-time charter business. Oh, just lost him.
That's not good for business, Paul.
They just pulled the fish off, but we did see it. Now, Paul guides out here a lot. That's all he does, is he's a full-time guide, and I know that you guys work together
Yeah,
too,
we do
right?
a lot of trips together, yeah.
And good stuff. Well, he had to show off. As soon as we pulled over here to get a shot of their boat, they hook up. So that's how good the fishing is here on the Niagara. Well, life has been good this afternoon. You know, in the few short hours, actually probably hour and a half to 2 hours we've been out, Frank and I have got our lake trout. Look at that thing. Yeah,
They are pretty fish.
that's a good sized fish. Jig and spoons were working real well out at the mouth of the Niagara River. You just caught that brown 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Beautiful fish.
Very nice.
All right.
And now we're on a pretty popular steelhead drift right now, trying to get that rainbow trout, right?
That's right. This is the Queenston back drift. It's the only back drift in the whole river system that you're actually going backwards.
And I just saw a guy on shore fighting a fish.
Yeah, there's quite a few steelhead holding in here right now.
We got about an hour before it's going to be too dark to videotape, so we'll see what happens here. But Just got to get that rainbow. Can it happen?
I hope so.
I know you hooked a lot of fish yesterday with clients. You've been guiding pretty well, what, about a week nonstop now?
Yeah, I've been going pretty good. Now this is prime time for steelhead, you know. Late fall, early winter is probably my favorite time because the water's still warm.
Right.
You know, it's 40 degrees, but it's for a trout, that's pretty warm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they're the most active. That's when you're going to get the most fun out of them, like with the jumps and everything.
Right on. And yesterday, what, about 40 fish you hooked
Yeah,
up
I had
with?
3 guys, and we hooked 40 fish. We probably landed a little bit more than half of that.
Very nice.
Yeah, and we had a mixture as well. A couple of guys got their grand slam.
So the perfect conditions for fishing the Niagara, and I know that they only happen so often because there's so many fish here, you're always catching them. But perfect water clarity be what, 2-3 feet?
Yeah, 3 to
visibility?
4 feet.
Yeah.
It's great. Obviously winds are going to be an issue. Always an issue on Lake Erie. That's what gets the water dirty. High winds, like we had the last time we tried to get out, we had a lot of high winds, and we had what, maybe 6 inches of visibility, and then we lost that as the day progressed. So that's something you always got to keep an eye on, or what the winds are doing. Might as well reel in here, Bob. What the winds are doing on Erie.
Yep.
And rain. You know, precipitation. Obviously, if we get a lot of rain,
It just funnels right down the river, doesn't it?
yeah, there's a lot of creeks and stuff that funnel into the river, and then that affects the conditions as well. So it's tough, you know. But when it does get good, it gets really good.
Wow, that's awesome. I think we're hitting at a pretty good time today.
When we return, Bob and Frank drift for Steelhead to complete the Grand Slam on the Niagara River. Stay tuned.
That thing hit pretty hard. Oh,
It almost jumped in that guy's boat.
almost jumped in your boat. Very cool. Well, that didn't take long at all there, Frank. Now, not to say that it's in the boat yet, but it didn't take long at all. Now, you like a shorter rod as a boat rod, eh? Like the shore fishermen are using, what, 10, 12 footers?
I guess it's all relative. Yeah, it's not really a short rod. 8.5, 9 footers is the really nice boat rod. It's nicer. It's better to have like a really soft, forgiving tip for these fish. They change direction so fast, right? That
Right.
you need something to, you know, to give.
Well, this one here actually is a wacky worm rod. It's a 7.5 foot Abu Garcia Veracity rod. And you can see it's got some tip bending in it, but it's a little bit stiff for this type of fishing, but it's still working.
It's working, sure, it'll
Yeah.
work. Any rod will work. I can golf with one golf club, right? But you're
Yep.
gonna tell me I need more than one. And,
Absolutely.
but yeah, if you want the right tool for the job, then you're gonna want a rod that's, you know, at least a medium, if not medium light.
Yep.
You know.
I spooled this Abu Premier reel with 10-pound nanofill as a main line, and I've got an 8-pound trilene fluorocarbon, that new XL fluorocarbon, as a leader. And this has got a bead on it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
There we are. Yeah, longer rod would be hard. I'd have to back up about 12 feet if I had a 10 or 12 footer, right?
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be practical in a boat, that's for sure.
Okay, I'll just pull it around on this side and we'll see. It's taking me all over. That's a nice one. Just another day at the office for Mr. DiMarcantonio.
And Mr. Azumi. The other advantage to a longer rod is you could land the fish a little bit quicker because it kind of tires them out a little more.
Yeah, and I don't want to pull that small hook with this rod here.
No.
There we are.
That's a nice fish. A little bit above average size too.
All right, well, I'll tell you, if we can get this one in the net, it completes it for this afternoon fishing.
Yeah, we could have easily stayed out there, Bob. I know how much you like pounding on those Lakers with the jigging spoon.
That was so much fun. You know, hitting those with the jigging spoon. I mean, that was quick. We were only fishing for probably a half hour out there. Whoa, it's gone down again here.
Okay, this is the fun part starts. Now we're going to get into the whirlpool. So you're going to be doing a little pirouette here around the boat as
Okay.
we spin one way and the fish goes the other.
Well, I didn't realize that you were bringing me out here for dancing, Frank. I mean, there's the fish coming in. Oh,
Saw the net.
as soon as it sees that net, eh?
Yeah, you may have been through this before.
They see the net, they get a little nervous. Okay. Oh, it's just when I think I've got it whipped, they fight so hard, don't they?
They do. They're amazing fish. Probably my favorite of the trout, for sure. The browns are pretty. You know, the Lakers are big, but the steelhead fight the best.
All righty.
All right.
Mission accomplished, folks. Rainbow trout. That's it. So
There's your Grand Slam
the Grand Slam. All
of the
righty.
Niagara River.
And that's pretty much a typical size rainbow, isn't
Yeah,
it? Skinny one.
Yeah,
that
it's,
one.
it's a little thin, but you know what? It's long and it jumped, and what else can you ask for?
Yeah, very nice. All righty.
All right, buddy.
Well, you called the shot. 3 different species of trout. Very cool.
Well, it's my pleasure, Bob. Appreciate it.
Well, the sun's going down, but we're not quitting yet. Folks, Niagara River, you gotta love this place. Frank DiMarcantonio. Frank, your website?
NiagaraSportFishing.ca.
And we're doing the spin right now. You want a great guide, you gotta look them up. Well, let's catch another one.
All
What
right,
do you
buddy.
think? Cool. Yeah, all right. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. Woo. That was too cool. Oh, man, what a fish. Look at that. Yes.